Welcome back to Explain the Charts, your go-to channel for in-depth market analysis. Today, July 24th, 2025, we're putting Litecoin, or LTCUSD, under the microscope as recent news suggests a significant surge and potential for further upside. Reports indicate that Litecoin has experienced a remarkable 20% surge in the past 7 days, hitting an intra-week high around $119.21 and currently trading near $116. This impressive momentum is not just speculative. We're seeing real-world adoption driving confidence. Notably, MEI Pharma has announced a $100 million private placement to initiate a Litecoin treasury strategy, becoming the first publicly traded company to hold LTC. This institutional embrace is a significant bullish catalyst, adding legitimacy and demand to Litecoin. Furthermore, on-chain data shows increasing Litecoin in MWB addresses, indicating growing privacy-focused adoption and network utility. The Fear and Greed Index for crypto stands at 74, signaling high investor confidence across the board, which certainly benefits LTC. Crypto analysts are closely watching the $120 to $125 range as a critical breakout threshold. Some analysts predict a path towards $140 if this range is successfully breached, with longer-term targets potentially reaching $262 by the end of 2025. However, it's worth noting that one prediction anticipates a dip under $94 before that larger upward move. Now, let's shift our focus to the charts and see how these narratives align with the price action. While the news reports Litecoin's current price around $116 to $119, the latest available daily chart data concludes as of July 23, 2025, with a close of $111.99. This suggests that the bullish momentum mentioned in the news is very fresh and likely occurred or continued into today's trading session, beyond what our full daily candle data can currently show. Looking at the daily chart, we can observe a clear long-term uptrend despite periods of significant volatility. Litecoin has consistently found support around key psychological levels, demonstrating resilience even during broader market corrections. Notice how the price has largely stayed above the $80 level since late 2024, which has now established itself as a strong support zone. Earlier in the year, specifically around November and December of 2024, Litecoin experienced a powerful rally. Let's zoom in on this specific period to understand the dynamics of a strong bullish trend and its subsequent correction. In this zoomed-in view of the daily chart, from November 2024 to late February 2025, we see a substantial climb from the $60s to highs above $130, marked by several strong green candles and increasing volume. This rally was aggressive, showcasing significant buyer interest. However, this strong upward move was followed by a sharp correction in late February and early March 2025. This highlights the importance of recognizing overextended moves and potential reversals. The $130 to $135 area acted as a strong resistance level at that time, where profit-taking likely occurred, pushing the price down significantly. Despite this downturn, LTC found solid support again around the $100 to $105 level, preventing a deeper correction and setting the stage for recent recovery efforts. Now, let's revert to the full daily chart to contextualize recent movements. The current price action, leading up to the reported surge, shows LTC breaking out of a consolidation phase that lingered around the $90 to $100 mark for several weeks. The current news of LTC trading around $116 to $119.21 implies it has pushed past the $110 to $112 resistance that was evident on our charts yesterday, which is a very bullish sign. The $120 to $125 range is the next critical resistance, and if Litecoin can sustain trades above this, the path to $140, as suggested by analysts, becomes much clearer. On shorter timeframes, like the 1-hour chart, we can observe typical intraday volatility and more immediate support and resistance levels, though our latest data for this time frame is from July 6, 2025, and therefore does not reflect the most recent surge. Historically, the 1-hour chart often reveals quick reversals and momentum shifts, which are crucial for short-term traders. For instance, we can see periods where strong bullish candles quickly followed bearish ones, indicating rapid shifts in sentiment or absorption of selling pressure. Similarly, on the 15-minute chart, price action is even more granular, useful for pinpointing exact entry and exit points for day traders, again acknowledging that this data is not current for today's reported surge. These shorter timeframes tend to exaggerate price fluctuations, offering numerous trading opportunities, but also requiring tighter risk management. Considering the news, reasons to be bullish on LTC in the short term include the reported 20% surge, institutional adoption from MEI Pharma, and high investor confidence. The momentum is clearly on the side of the bulls right now. Long-term bullish sentiment is reinforced by Litecoin's continued development, its digital silver narrative, and the increasing adoption of features like MWB for privacy. However, a reason for caution or a point to be bearish would be a failure to break convincingly above the $120 to $125 resistance range. If LTC faces strong rejection there, we could see a pullback towards recent support levels, potentially even a dip below $94, as one analyst suggested. Global macroeconomic conditions, such as interest rate changes or inflation reports, could also impact investor sentiment and trigger a reversal. For trading, always look for confirmation of breakouts with increased volume. False breakouts are common. Monitor the $120 to $125 level closely, as a sustained move above it could signal an acceleration to $140. Conversely, watch for a decisive break below $110, as it might indicate short-term bearish pressure and a retest of lower support zones. The long-term support remains around $80, a crucial level to hold for the broader uptrend to continue. Short-term support from the recent climb could be around $110 to $112, based on yesterday's closing price and recent news. In recap, Litecoin is currently riding strong bullish momentum, fueled by institutional interest and overall market optimism. Key price levels to watch are the immediate resistance at $120 to $125, with an upside target of $140 if broken, and a long-term ambitious target of $262 by 2025. The likelihood of hitting $140 is moderate to high, reinforced by strong buying volume and sustained positive news. A pullback to the $94 area, while possible based on analyst predictions, would likely be a short-term correction if the broader bullish narrative holds true. This would be reinforced if global macroeconomic conditions worsen unexpectedly. Look for continuous volume in buying pressure when approaching resistance, and be wary of quick drops on higher volume as a sign of bearish reversal. Remember to always employ sound risk management, regardless of how strong the bullish sentiment appears. That's all for today on Explain the Charts. Stay tuned for more in-depth analyses.